everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in to Tisha Talks Live. I see Conrad Nelson is in the house joining us off of Facebook. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to my LinkedIn twin. This is Tisha Hammond out of Michigan. And today we're going to be talking about lights, camera, action, getting you ready for positive media attention. So you're in for a real treat. We're going to be talking about that. But first, I just want to give a big shout out to the Mighty PC out here in Tempe. They are the sponsor of this show officially, and they help you with getting you that refurbished computer and saving you money. So if you're in the market for a new computer, then reach out to the Mighty PC and Ken Chan. All right, Tisha, I'm so excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here today on Tisha Talks Live.
I couldn't think of another place that I'd want to be, twin. I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. It's kind of a reciprocal thing. Tisha just had me on her show, Pep Talk Live, a couple weeks ago, and I was like, let's get you on my show too. Let's do this up. Let's have the two Tishas on.
Glad to be here.
Thanks. So today we're talking about media attention, and we're talking about this a little bit in the green room as well, about how you're starting to help companies or individuals get noticed more with media. So that's what you're planning on doing. It's awesome. I love it.
That's the plan. And this train is moving and people are hopping on board. And this is something that started in Metro Detroit, where we're literally having event days. And this is probably first tailored toward people who feel comfortable getting out around people again. I mean, we're talking about sound stages and filling up a studio audience, giving people an opportunity to be on stage, tell a story, receive storytelling coaching from me, receive performance or anxiety coaching from one of the experts on our team, get their video work done, get their photography work done, get them all glammed up and give them an audience to tell a story to. Then we'll create their digital assets from their media kit and get them booked on some media outlets, particularly places they didn't think they'd find themselves getting interviewed at. So it's great that it's starting here in Metro Detroit, and we're looking for partners to make sure we can do this across the country and eventually throughout North America and other places.
It's so needed because, like you said, you're coming in and you're giving them this whole solution of we're creating all of these digital assets for you that you can be utilizing to really elevate your credibility and your visibility. And why not do that with a team of people, trusted professionals that can do that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing from someone that the CEO doesn't wear every hat. The CEO has one hat. And then the CEO delegates and hires and does things like that. So if you're not in the business of creating your own media kit or getting yourself booked on TV or interviewed in newspapers and magazines, if you're not in the business of taking your own photos or videos or coaching yourself through a live stage performance, then why not bring on a team to help you be as talented as you are so you can get to doing the thing you really want to do. And for most people that I'm working with for this lights, camera, action, they are speakers, they are brand authorities, they're experts in their industries, and they want to be influencers that are recognized around the world.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So speaking of, do you consider yourself to be a speaker and a writer then, Tisha? Is that how you got into this?
Yeah, I started out as wanting to be a world-renowned speaker. People who'd be paying $50,000 to bring me on stage for like 8 minutes. That I wanted that life.
That's my dream. That's my dream.
It's still a goal. It's on the horizon. What I found out along the way, though, is that I'm a writer who really enjoys speaking. I have embraced being a creative writer, a creator, and have parlayed that into finding dream clients and dream clients finding me to do their creative work and creative productions. And that's been great. And it's totally based in writing, live show engineering. It's a bit of tech and writing together, but it started out as just being able to pick up a pen and string some incredibly considerate, thoughtful imagery together on paper that people enjoyed reading. And I'm happy to speak about those things at any time, but I write every single day.
Yeah, I think it's important. What would you say to people who they're overthinking their content a little bit? Like they have all of these brilliant things to say, Tisha. They've got all this great insight, this knowledge, these thoughts, but yet they're really afraid to put that pen to the paper or type that out and share it. What would you say to people who are having that sort of fear?
Yeah, I'd say two things. The first would be allow yourself to be vulnerable every once in a while. Give people a glimpse into, your real person, who you are, not who you want social media to see you as. And then on the flip side, I would say just go out and curate content that's already there and attribute it to its natural rightful owner with your picture on it or your border on it or your frame or some beautiful graphic. It doesn't even have to have your picture in it, but give credit where credit is due if the information someone else is sharing applies to what you're thinking at that moment, or what you want to share. So a combination of be vulnerable and then curate. You don't have to create everything from scratch. A lot of messages are already shared. Maybe you find a way to put your unique spin on it, but attribute it who said, who actually said that thing.
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. I want to give some shout outs. We've got Elizabeth joining us on LinkedIn, as well as Bruce, the guy in the blue shirt. Luis Melendez. Yes. Great people joining us. Thank you so much. Luis has a question. I want to put this up on the board. So Luis, Mr. Groovy out of LA is asking the question, how does one overcome shyness? That is my biggest fear.
You know what? My gut tells me that it's okay to not overcome shyness, to just deal with shyness as it comes, So I have this thought that I've spoken on a lot of stages, Tisha. I've been blessed to share my story and messages that people hire me to speak about and stuff in a lot of different group settings. And I get butterflies before I step up onto a stage. I do. I remember this time in 4th grade, the butterflies got the best of me. And I said, they'll never get the best of me again. Yeah. So what I suggest doing, Mr. Groovy, is when you feel those nerves rising up, take command of them and tell them what you want them to do. So when I feel those butterflies in the moments as I'm walking up to the stage and my hands start shaking a little bit, or my heart starts beating a little extra faster than I'd like it to, or even my voice starts to race and I'm not ready to race, then I tell those butterflies, look, y'all can dance, but you got to dance to my tune. And just merely saying that and speaking that control over the situation for me has been helpful. And then when I'm done, I can go run off in a corner and get through that whole thing. I don't think you have to overcome shyness. I just think it's about being present in the moment and seizing the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. Mary Fane Brandt in the house on Facebook. Thank you for joining in. I know she's got her live stream coming up too at 5 o'clock. That's such a great point. And like you, there was a question on LinkedIn that says, for those of you who speak, do you get nervous? And like you, Tisha, I'm like every single time. It doesn't matter if I'm on a live stream or if I'm on a speaking stage. There's still butterflies. There's always going to be those butterflies. But I like what you're saying. That you could dance in there, but I've got this. Yeah. I've got this. I've got this. We're going to be just fine. You and I. We're going to be just fine. Yeah. All right. So another question for you, Tisha. What are you doing to get your voice heard and content seen most of the days? I know we have the algorithms. The algorithms are just, they're playing all these funky tricks on us. Sometimes our stuff's seen, sometimes it's not seen, and it can be really frustrating. I was talking to Michelle Ricketts earlier today, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for the introduction. And we just got on this topic of the optimal times to post. And as I said, it can go, you could just be crazy, trying to look at the clock and, okay, I've got to post it now. But I remember posting this picture, and you might have seen it. I was in Cancun, and I found Spider-Man, and I took a photo with him, and I saved it for, I had this intention, save it for National Superhero Day. And I posted it late April. I posted it in the morning at like 7:30. And by like 9 o'clock, I was like, oh my gosh, there's like 15 people that have seen this. That's a little weird. This is a cool post. Like, who doesn't like Spider-Man? I pulled it down, and I told my friend Nat, I'm like, I'm going to test this. I'm going to repost it in the afternoon. Thousands and thousands and thousands of likes, right? And lots of comments, because I was asking the question of, what kind of superpower would you like? Superhero power. And a lot of engagement on that. So talk to us about, what are some tips that you would share with someone on how to get seen, and what are you using as some different strategies and tactics?
Okay. So how to get seen? Number one, I don't rely on one platform ever. I am on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Linktree. Calendly is a social media site. If you ask me, your calendar is a social media site. I, of course, have a website. I'm as many places as my capacity will allow me to be, being a one person, and then some other things I might have to delegate to team members every once in a while. But I don't just limit my voice to social media. I'm the officer at a magazine company that has well over 100,000 readers. I am engaged with media companies and reporters and their shows and their posts around the world. So, for instance, here in Detroit, we have various local news stations, just like anywhere else. One is Fox 2 Detroit, Fox 2 News Detroit. I noticed in a social media post, probably on Instagram, that one of my favorite anchors, Taryn Asher, received like an Emmy Award. Okay. That's not news. She is an award-winning reporter. It's not news that she won an award. What was great was how she posted receiving the award. It was just like in her living room. There's her big screen TV. It wasn't anything fancy. She wasn't dressed up. She was just herself, and was caught in that moment. And I sent her like a cheer in a DM, and she responded back. And then she followed me on my LinkedIn company page. And like those kind of things. Sometimes it's just aligning with somebody who has a similar message or an audience that you'd like to be a part of. But I say all that to say, I don't pay attention to algorithms. LinkedIn says only use 3 hashtags. I use 4. It doesn't bother me.
Rebel.
I will say that someone told me post on LinkedIn once a day. I'll post 4 things a day. I don't get bogged down in the, hey, why did this post get 12,000 views in 3 hours and this one got 8 views in 8 days? I will say this, everybody, and I'm particularly speaking to LinkedIn because that's my jam. That's where like I thrive there. I can post a picture of my husband and I and get over 10,000 views very quickly. And I can create a post with no pictures and get like 83 views and 2 hand claps. But then I can create a poll.
I know,
People
right?
love polls, and the polls will get thousands of engagements, and that's good. It's all part of me helping. It all helps me understand the communities, in those different platforms. I don't worry about algorithms and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it. All right, we've got, I just want to say hello to this gentleman, Carl Sean Watkins, joining us also on LinkedIn. 2 of my favorite classy ladies of LinkedIn. This is Tisha Marie and Tisha Hammond. Thanks so much, Carl, for joining us. Good to see you, my friend. Good stuff. I love this. And because you're right, I'm kind of of that mindset too, Tisha, that if I post something, I'm not concerned about, oh my gosh, did it hit all of these views? I was testing a theory on the Spider-Man thing, but looking at the views, I look at it at, did it resonate with someone? Did it open up a conversation that now I can dive in a little bit deeper? And so I think we missed the boat. There's a lot of talk online of more and more and more followers, followers, followers. But then when you look at some of these posts, you're like, yeah, you might be getting tons and tons and tons of likes, but are you getting the engagement? Is it really, really helping your business? Are you really making an impact, or are people just like liking it to like it?
Right. And are you really, do those likes turn into any return on your investment, for the time and energy it took, or for the service or product that you're trying to offer? Are people who are liking the post, are they actually your ideal client? Are you just doing it for fun? Because it's social media is recreation for some people, it's marketing for other people. It's a combination for others. But I gotta say, Tisha, I think it's pretty courageous of you to put up a post and then take it down and try it another day. That's awesome. And it's I recommend recycling and repurposing your posts so that you can spend time doing other things you'd rather do besides social media. It's okay if you post the same thing twice in 3 months.
Oh yeah.
People won't really notice. It's okay. Put a different color on it. It's all right.
I think too, it's okay. So when we're talking about social media and everybody is like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. You don't realize that one thing that you post, like an article, could be turned into so many different things.
Yeah.
It could be created into a short video. It could be created into an inspirational post. It could be created into a top 5 list. It could be created into a poll. Like there's so many ways that you can repurpose that content. Or like you said, you could be repurposing things with a couple months and in between, and nobody knows the wiser. They're like, this is awesome. Great, you saw this 3 months ago.
And in fact, I'm glad you said that. You could literally take one thing. We could splice up this conversation here.
Yeah.
Cut it up into 1,800 different things and make it look as if it's something brand new every day.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that I don't have this skill set. So I have friends at Digital Samurai Studios who they're the experts that I lean on for that kind of stuff. And all I have to do is be me and provide spontaneous content.
Right.
I can do that all day, right?
Yes. Which leads me to this question. So do you feel like that's consuming your time lately, Tisha, is being the creator, but knowing that now I can send it off and they can do their magic, and then I'll get it back, and now I have all of this great stuff that I can keep posting to boost my visibility?
You know what consumes my time? This is a great part of the conversation, because what consumes my time is really being here for my family. Now, I am almost always home in the last 15 months, so almost always around my family. But being able to sit down to breakfast, I couldn't do that before the pandemic as a family. We're all running in different places, going to school and work, and couldn't do that. Being able to make dinner, what consumes my time is, what am I going to get from the grocery store? Am I going to have it delivered, or am I going to pick it up at the curbside? Do I have to go in actually and buy the stuff now? Dang it. So just being a human consumes a lot of my time lately. But honestly, training, I'm always in professional and personal development trainings every week to get more authority on what it is I speak about. What consumes my time is technology. Learning technology and systems that are going to, allow me by this time next year to be laying up on the beach, in Waikiki, while my business is running without me. Those kind of things are what I'm trying to spend my time doing and preparing for, so that by year 7 for me in business, which is next year, I don't have to be in everyday operations for the company. The company can run without me, and that's always been the goal.
Yeah, and I think that should be the goal for business owners in general. You don't want to be always stuck in the trenches. You want to be able to say, you know what, I'm taking time and this is all covered. It's all done. The systems are in place. The processes are in place. It's done.
Yeah, the teams and the people, because I cannot fully rely on technology. You got to have some human interaction. And so thank God for talent and team, people that are far more talented than I am, that want to work with me, and that, don't mind, being a part of the Ascent Media Pro team. So I'm happy. I'm more than happy, but I'm happy.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Hey, we have a really great comment here from Nat, who says repurposing content recycling helps you appeal to more audiences and extend your reach. Yeah, that's a great point, Nat. It's like we talk about, like you could take a piece and just, dice it up however which way you want, and you can do it in different mediums and put that out and see what's working for you too. Because some people may not be a video. Some people may just like image text or just little inspirational quote images and so forth. So I love it. I love that you can take what you already have. You don't have to reinvent the wheel and stress about it. You already have all the tools that you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So as we wind this down, Tisha, so what are some ways that you are helping emerging entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, authorities, and influencers? How are you helping them? You mentioned your lights, camera, action. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us other things that you're doing as part of your shameless plug?
Oh yes, shameless plug away. Here I go.
Here we go.
First, I'm spending time learning from one of my best friend's books. I love this book. I have to read your other book, and I will. I love this book.
Thank you.
One of the other things that I'm doing is I'm sharing business consulting tips always in my book, Daily Devotional for Entrepreneurs, Your Season to Grow. The foreword was written by Dennis Kimbrough, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. So that is for faith-based, profit-first entrepreneurs, people who are, wondering, is it okay to make money and love Jesus? It's okay. It's okay to love God and be compensated for your skill set. That's the business consulting that works for the people attracted to that book. In addition to that, I have consulting services that I call growth spurts to grow your business now. And I have consulting services for employees who are they're on their lunchtime and they don't really want to be an employee there. They want to transition to being self-employed. So we talk on their lunch break. And because they can't find time after work because they got to go home and be a family person, right?
Right.
We catch them on the lunch break. And then we have 4-hour and 8-hour impact days, which are really meant to move the needle in your business before you leave that setting that we're in together. And right now I'm pretty comfortable being around other people, so I'm open to in-person consultation. I can't say that that's the case for everybody that wants to work with me. So of course we still have virtual consultations available. And for those 8-hour impact days, we send catered meals to your home so we can work through breakfast and lunch.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that you do that. Nice. Okay. All right. So Tisha, how can people connect with you? They're watching this or they're catching the replay. And thanks so much for people who are tuning in live and watching the replay. But how can they connect with you? What's the best way?
Linktree. So Linktree /Tisha Hammond. Easy peasy.
Look at that. Magic. It's like I was prepared to put that up there.
That's a great way to come see about me and find out ways that we can soar together. I really am trying to be the air under people's wings as they are going from their launch to their ascent in business.
Yeah, I love that. And I have to apologize. I've got kids in the background, dogs in the background. It's family. It's family stuff. I'm like, Caleb, no more playing ball in the house. My gosh.
It's just, there's no going back to how it used to be. Right. And I'm so okay. And if I could just have another moment to say this.
Yeah, go for it.
My husband, Ken, and I have 5 children. 4 are grown. The last one is home. She's heading off to LA for college next month. I'm going to miss all those feet running up the stairs. I'm going to miss electricity being left on when right now it frustrates me. So enjoy all those moments and all those knocks on the door. My mom likes to bust in my recording studio when most of the time when I'm doing live streams. It's hilarious, but I don't stop the camera. It's life.
Yeah.
It's life.
It is. I know. I can't tell you how many times I've said, stop playing ball in the house. Stop playing ball in the house.
I know. I know.
Oh, but I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it as we get older. Conrad Nelson, who is joining us on LinkedIn or on Facebook, we were just talking about that earlier about his kids are getting ready to go into senior year and all this stuff. And it's like it just goes by so fast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to thank the Global Pep Squad who chimed in to say hello and join us for this conversation also.
Yeah, yep. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being on live with me and Tisha Hammond. Tisha, I so appreciate you, my twin. And thank you so much for being here today. And thanks again, everybody, for being on live with us. And if you're watching the replay, make sure to connect with Tisha right there, Linktree, Tisha Hammond. She's also big on LinkedIn, which is where we connected. And if you have any questions, then let us know. All right. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. And again, thanks to the Mighty PC for sponsoring Tisha Talks Live. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.